Hey. Not gonna be a problem. She seems to be in no hurry to go anywhere.
Gary? You think Gary had something to do with this?
We just want to ask him a few more questions, that's all.
Gary's harmless. I mean, he's a pain in the ass, because he's always just hanging around needing attention, but he couldn't really hurt anybody, I don't think. He gets thrown out of some places because he's awkward, a little strange. Sometimes he smells, but it's... he's homeless. I wanted to help him, but I never really had the time, you know? I mean, I didn't bother him when I found him pretty much living alley behind the club.
Marcel, were you aware that back in 1975, Floyd Collister was on a list of suspects in the Barber Street murders?
Yes, Floyd used to get into a lot of trouble with the police. He was a hooker and he took drugs. But, like I said, that's not the real reason why the police thought he was a deviant. Anyway, that's all water under the bridge now, isn't that right? He cooperated fully, as I recall, answered all the questions. They let him go, and after that, I decided that Floyd should move on, and he did.
If I told you that out of the 4 male prostitutes that were identified as possible suspects back then, you're the only one left alive, what would you say to that?
Ma'am, you're wrong. They're all dead. I'm sorry, but I really have nothing more to say to you.
Hey, what's going on?
Classic cork, huh? Gary, for a homeless guy, you sure have expensive taste in booze.
Hand over the bottle, Gary.
Yeah, of course, here. Well, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that, huh?
Not exactly a 4-star hotel. It's a love letter to Wally. From Gary. Anyone can get in and out of the club through here. It would have taken at least this much alcohol to kill Biganowski. What do you think? We'll need to process it. Could have been used to tie up our victim. That's just where Gary was holding the bottle. Tell you what, I'll buy you dinner if that DNA doesn't come back a match to our victim. Told ya. Too bad about dinner. Maybe next time. Gary practically lives at the club, and he found Beganowski's body, but I have no idea why his prints would be on a case of booze nowhere near the crime scene.
What do you need? Do you have enough evidence? Gary's got access to the club, and that bottle of classic cork might as well be a smoking gun, right? You bet we're bringing him in.
I'll have Ray join you in interrogation. I think this is right up his alley.
Mr. Beaumont, we found your fingerprints on a case of whiskey in Marcel's club.
What can I say? I saw the case on the floor. It was already open. I needed it. My hands, they were shaking so bad. I just needed that drink so badly.
But Gary, that was the same whiskey used to poison Mr. Biganowski.
What? I just needed a drink. I didn't use it to kill Wally.
Makes us think you're keeping other things from us.
No, it's not like I always sleep there. I try to stay at the shelter, but sometimes it's full, so I have to stay where I don't bother anybody.
Open your mouth, please.
Yes, of course. Ah. What? Of course not. I had no reason to be mad at Wally.
We found your letter to Wally. You had some real feelings for him.
Too bad. He just wasn't that into you, huh? Gosh, I know how that can hurt, right? Makes you wish you could sit him down and just talk. Maybe tie him down so he doesn't go anywhere while you're sharing all those real feelings. Maybe try to change his mind a little with a drink or two or three. Or hell, maybe the whole damn bottle, huh? Isn't that pretty much how it went down, Gary?
No, it wasn't like that at all. I loved Miss A. I loved her so much.
Let's all just calm down for a second. Why didn't you give Miss A the letter?
I just wanted to write down my feelings. For once in my life, I wanted to be honest with myself. She knew how I felt about her. I told her. I said, I love you. And she looked at me, kind of puzzled, and said, it must be so nice to be able to say those words and mean them. And then she walked away from me. I wasn't even sure what she meant, but I had my answer. We would always just be friends. And I could live with that.